Hello again. Well, finally another Linux video. As you see, we're KDE, we're plasmid. We're plasmid on Debian, and we're plasmid on Debian on the potato. Let's get that one. That looks pretty good. Did it choose it? Yeah. So yeah, we're on the potato. I can hide this now, right? Plasma Debian on, as I've said, the potato. Now I installed this a couple of days ago. Didn't actually get around to doing any recording for the channel on it. As you know, I'm a big fan of the Debian. I do believe if you're going to use anything, use the top of the tree. Go as far upstream as you can if you're going to use anything, because you get it purer and you get it better tested and less fiddled and farted about with. And with Debian you get it unbroken. Okay, now this is a bit of an awkward laptop. As you know, this was the one that OpenMamba failed to install on, refused to install on, took a week and a day to do anything on. Now I went back into the UEFI, I set it back to full UEFI boot, even secure boot, because it's so much easier if you don't have to mess. And with the big boys, they will install on secure boot quite happily. Debian does, the Ubuntus do, I suppose all the Red Hat things do as well. So I mean, in most cases you're covered. You can just install. You don't have to worry about turning off secure boot, you know, and all that. You can just get installed. The only problem I did have with this laptop, we had a bit of a problem. As soon as I started off the installer disk, it said we need some more firmware. You can add it at the point of install or you cannot. And what it needed was the Wi-Fi, the Realtek RTW88 RTW8723D_FW.bin to get the Wi-Fi working. So I had to plug the cable in. I had to disconnect my main machine, plug the LAN cable into this, proceed with the install. I could install it offline using the DVD-1 installer, but then I would have to afterwards configure the network, and I might have been using Linux for the better part of 2 decades, but I don't know how to do that. I only know how to do it when you install, so that's what I did. I connected up to the LAN, and then once that was installed, I looked in the repos for the Realtek firmware and installed it, and now it all works and it's lovely. So yeah, one to bear in mind, Debian by default ships with only free software. You have to enable other repos, and I'm not sure if you can do that before the install. So there we go, that's a thing, and now it's installed, and well, it behaves very, very, very nicely. And I've got all my stuff on here as I generally do, me Inkscape or whatever. This is where it mostly goes. My Audacity, Hydrogen, LMMS, simple screen recorder, no OBS because that's overkill on a system like this. VLC media player, excuse me. My Office is all there. This was installed from the DVD-1, by the way. And if you've ever tried using the live DVDs with the firmware built in, if you ever installed from the live XFCE DVD with all the, you know, non-free stuff available, you may have noticed that there's loads of really sort of like specific programs specific to certain groups, like there's dictionaries for a certain language. I can't even remember what. It's some Eastern lingo around Korea way, Thai or something like that. There's a Thai dictionary or something like that. Not everyone's going to want that. And after trying the KDE live disk, I can tell you that it's only really on the XFCE one that you see that, because I tried the KDE one and you just got a vanilla KDE. You didn't get sort of like any exotic dictionaries or anything like that. So that's a good thing for those who don't particularly want a Thai dictionary on their install. I really don't know why it's there, but it's there on the XFCE one. So here we are. I've got it installed, and do you know what? It behaves beautifully. This is really nice. It's making this, and this is the new flame that I mentioned about mid to late last year. I picked up a laptop for £100, fell in love with it, then realised I'd bought myself something really ropey, and it is indeed really ropey. This machine is supposedly Windows 11 capable. You try running Windows 11 on it, oh boy. It will run 10 grudgingly. It will use up all the memory to do that. Speaking of which, let's get case this card up. Let's see what we're pushing on this, even while we're screencasting. So let's have a look at the system load. So as you see, yeah, 2 cores, and yeah, they're pretty well maxed out, but we're recording. Actually, they're not too bad. We're recording, and look at that, 0.69 of a gig recording, and with the updater sitting there in the background as well, seeing I've got security updates and so on. This is pretty good. This is really, really good. She is flying along. So if you've got a very under-spec machine, let's see, can we say about, where are we? Send, is it there? No, it's about. System information, there we go. This will tell you about the machine, or a little bit at least. So as you can see, it's a dual-core Celeron CPU N3060 at 1.6 gigahertz, and it's a memory rundown. This is really cool. You know, I've never found a thing about this energy thing. Oh, now it's got a thing. All right, I looked at this on a mains powered thing, and it didn't give me this. So this is talking about the battery usage and stuff, I guess. Graphics, what's it going to tell us? There you go, look, Atom Celeron Pentium C. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? A really low power processor, i915. So that's the kind of graphics. Yeah. We're on X server. We are on X server. We're not running Wayland. Yeah, we're not running Wayland. That's good. I kind of think that it wouldn't be working if we did. So yeah, Debian 11. As you see, Plasma's 520.5, the KDE frameworks is 578.0, the Qt version is 515.2, kernel 5.10.0.21, AMD 64, and it's a 64-bit system. And yeah, so we're using the Mesa drivers, using Intel. Okay. Yeah. Seriously poor CPU. When I got this, it had a 1 terabyte spinning Rust 5400 RPM hard drive, which was grindingly slow. I swapped it out for an SSD basically, and now it's much better. Oh yeah, it's got no moving parts whatsoever except for the lid. That's the only thing that moves on this laptop. There's no fans or anything, so it's quiet as a church mouse. And look, it doesn't need a fan because this is not taxing it in the least. So like I say, if you've got a very low powered laptop, real budget thing, proper bottom of the barrel stuff, if it's fairly recent, you can whack this on and it will absolutely sing. It's completely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So now you know what I'm on, and you know, well, how can you not now? Let's do these updates and see what happens. Is that what I do? I do have to click that, right? I'm such a novice at Plasma, it's unreal. So this is Discover giving us our updates, huh? Hopefully. So it's Firefox and that's it. Really? That's not much. Because of course if you install from the DVD-1, as long as you've got a network connection, you're getting the very latest packages anyway. So there's very few updates to do. So update all, I guess. Oh yeah, what's the root password, of course. This being Debian and all. Just by the by, a little bit of an update on the trees that were supposed to have been chopped down today. Lots of people turned up and stopped the workers from working. Basically sort of stopped them getting out of the car park so they can't barricade the road off and chop the trees down. And they stopped it, they held it back for the day, and the local town councillor came out and basically said on behalf of the local council that to chop all the trees down would be unlawful, and this is going to get contested. I really hope they can hold off the tree surgeons, in inverted commas. I hope they can hold them off long enough to get an injunction and stop this happening, because they don't need to chop down that many. They really don't. No road is worth losing that many trees. The county council was saying, yeah, they've agreed to replace like for like, but a new sapling needs 15 years to get up to speed for what the contribution to the atmosphere and the clean air and everything in that area that these existing trees, they're 75 to 80 years old, is doing. So you're not going to get the benefit of the trees, and also there won't be a windbreak, and also some idiots will probably come along and rip them up. So, you know, they can't do that with established trees. So there we go. Anyway, they've lived to fight another day, and let's hope they live to fight for many, many, many more. So yeah, just checking in from the potato. But do you know what? This is the machine that I would be trying out other distros on. And do you know what? I just like how well this performs. If you want a good, clear, clean running Linux system, I can't recommend another distro any higher than stock Debian, except perhaps, and this would be an option for me for this, Dev1. Stock Dev1 would, and then I wouldn't have the blasted System D either, would I? Thoroughly recommend Dev1, thoroughly recommend Debian, thoroughly recommend Pure Arch, without the AUR, without all the extra little fancy little niggly bits. Stick with the main 3 repos, stick with the LTS kernel, and Arch will serve you just as stably as any other distro out there. Trust me, I've done it, and I'm a complete, what's the word? Thicko. I'm a complete thicko when it comes to Linux. I run it, I don't tinker with it, I don't know how it works, I just know it does, and I like to leave it well alone when it is, and that way it doesn't break. Okay, that's the secret. Don't mess with it. Use it as it's presented, and it'll serve you well. That's me. Finished rabbiting on about God knows what else, but it's Monday night, and I think it might be beer o'clock. Have a good one. You'll be good now.